Hey everyone, today we're talking about side gates, and side gates are really important. A lot of customers have this situation where you've got a brand new building and then you've got a fence, and then they want to have access down the side, but they also want to have security. So this is a really good solution for that. This is a Coloursteel gate. It's quite a big opening. It's almost 2 meters wide, but the reason they want a single swing is they wanted to be able to get their trailer out down the back. But one of the considerations is, when you put a post in the side, you're actually going to be taking up width. So we opted for just one post mounted on the side here. And there's a tie back here. And when it bolts back, it actually bolts back just into a hole that's drilled into the brick. So you can see it's pretty solid. That's what it looks like from the inside. Have these heavy duty strap hinges, and also we've had to cut into the concrete and match the oxide and the concrete that they have here, so we were able to match that. So if you've got concrete, that's no problem, but we were able to cut into the concrete, put this post in, and there's just one bolt fixing this back to the fence. You need a top bolt on fences like this. Generally we want to put a top bolt in just to stop the flexing this way, unless you want to have a big giant sort of 100mm post or a 125 post. This is a way to get around that. We've only got a 65mm post. It's a steel post, it's an RHS post, but there still might be a little bit of flex sort of this way. So it's been bolted through to the top, and like I said, there's no post on this side, so that means that there's more width for the gate. So good thing about these rear-mounted strap hinges is you can have a small gap on this side, so you can have a 20mm gap on each side, where different kinds of hinges, if they're mounted to the face of the post, you're going to end up with a 75 to 100mm gap, which always looks kind of really funny. Yeah, these hinges worked out really well. I'm quite happy with them. You can see they had to be bolted through because pretty much the only thing that you can't break off is a bolt, or you can under certain load conditions, but even these hinges are bolted through. We've got one T screw holding it, but you don't want to T screw them on, because over time the T screws work their way out. So there are other options. If you don't want to bolt through the gate, we can use rivet nuts, but the rivet nuts optimal solution is a bolt. So those are M6 bolts bolted all the way through, and that's never going to come off, where a T screw or screws on the other side for a gate like this aren't going to work. You might get away with it, T screws on a smaller pedestrian style gate, but we always opt for doing it a little bit stronger. So that's what those look like, and this is what the latch back looks like. You can see the angle of the gate actually comes past, so we've really only lost about 100mm by putting this in, where if we had to put in two big posts, maybe you would have had to have doubled that. And of course with all gates you need latch backs. The other consideration too was that the customer's got a little dog, so we had to do real tight clearance. You can see the clearance underneath this actual gate is quite low. It's actually 50mm to 20mm. You can see 50 to 20. So obviously it adds to the installation time. If you want to have like a real tight gap like that, it's quite hard to get it right. But on this occasion we've got it right. So if you're looking at side gates and you want a single swing slide gate, Coloursteel, there's about 5 or 6 colours, depending on what you're interested in, what sort of colours you want. I forgot to mention there's a stopper down the bottom there too. It's got a little piece of rubber on it just to stop wear on the gate. The good thing with this 1.5 gates is that you can actually reach over unless they're super short. Anything 1.8, this system probably, if it was 1.5 to 1.8, this system probably wouldn't have worked, because they wouldn't have been able to reach over the top. So depending on your situation, there's different solutions. You can get lockable drop bolts that go down the bottom, and you can literally just lock your gate from the drop bolt, so that might have been a solution for this. But either way, contact strongfencing.co.nz. We can come up with a gate solution for side gates. I'll quickly show you this one. So this is the left hand side of the gate. This one's for the dog as well. We're going to build the soil level up a little bit here, but you can see what this looks like. This has two 65mm posts, so you can see two 65s. On this one we haven't had to screw into the house. So there's a little bit of flex on that post, but because that post is the hinge post, it doesn't really matter. That's the catch post. So if it was, you know, like the hinge post like this one, you might potentially have to drill into the house. So you need to think about that. Some people don't like drilling into the house, but we've got different ways of doing it. Always sort of use silicone in the bolts when you break the permeable surface. I mean, not the permeable, the outside surface of the property. So that's what a single swing looks like, and obviously these have been measured and installed to size. So yeah, give us a call if you're interested. strongfencing.co.nz.